And now it is time to see what North Academy can do without their star upper, Mertz, who has now been shifted up a little bit towards a slightly higher point. But hey, let's see whether or not that slightly higher point will be paying off any fruition or not. Because we're going to be getting into the knife round to decide who can get that coveted CT side. And who will be forced to go for something less. We're going to start the cast in just a second. I just need to make sure I can figure something out that is going on right now. We're having some problems with the widget. As long as we can fix those, we're going to be able to get into it. Of course, just a warm-up going on right now anyway. Okay, it seems like the widget is having even further issues right now. Brilliant, we're done. We are done, and we are in with the game. It's going to be Starladder. We're bringing to you the Bets.net Challenger Series, North Academy versus MALCO Gaming. MALCO Gaming starting things off on the T side because they did lose out that knife round. North Academy, on the other hand, they've got a kit and 2 flashes and a kill onto Displax. Bora pushes through. Whiskas will go down to him immediately. Gotta be careful over there because Arex, the man with the utility, is now being closed in on as he is left very, very lonely, and he is going to be left very, very dead. Feegly, who managed to make his way all the way over towards that boiler room area, will be spotted out soon enough. Gets one shot through, but is that enough? Because they seem to be firing back very, very rapidly. They're closing in on his position, and now with Feegly being closed in on from all sides, he gets one more kill, pushes through, but is knifed out. Acor finishes him off in style. 1-0. North Academy start things off the right way with $4,900 in the bank for Acor. In the meanwhile, MALCO Gaming don't really have too much to work for them. They're going to be forced to go for a deagle, some CZ, a couple of deagles and some CZs as well. Flashes are there, so they do have a chance to be able to take over a couple of sites, but they're going to be very reliant on North pushing out and making a mistake. And Danish teams are generally very disciplined. They know when to hold their angles. They know when to set up a crossfire and just play in that sense. And they know when to be able to push through these smokes, which is very rare and very uncommon. It's only a couple of teams, in particular North's senior team. The main North squad with Config was able to do that, and Mertz as well was very, very confident as an AWP player, pushing through smokes, playing around with flashbangs as well. Acor deploying his smoke is going to be waiting for the aggression to come through from MALCO Gaming, and he pulls out the USB in order to try and continue fighting this up. Doesn't quite want to reload just quite yet, at least not the UMP. But as I say that, Borup and Anjay on the other side are getting so much money. They've got 4 SMGs and they are getting so much work out of them, so much value out of them. And as I say that, one of those SMGs will be taken out of their hands. It's Anjay to get tapped down by the Deagle. Whiskers gets a crazy flick, but unfortunately for him, he just can't be quick enough to get the kill on the Cyclone as he peeks out. A disparaging situation for Whiskers as the odds are stacked against him. None of these players looking to move an inch. 23 seconds left. He knows he needs to move soon. He knows he needs to die soon, because if he lets the bomb remain unplanted, then MALCO Gaming, oh no, North can actually back off. If they back off right now, he's not going to have money to be able to buy up in the next round. Whiskers, what are you doing? No, Whiskers, this is not how you want this round to go. He saves. He saves. He won't have the money. He only has $300 moving into the next round. And sure, you have got your deagle, and sure, oh no. They won't be able to get a proper buy round out unless they get a bomb planted, and even then, he's only going to be on a Mach 10 at best. This is a disaster. And well, it seems like with 5 Glocks there already, this is going to be a continually problematic situation. As the 2-0 does come through. And it will be turning to a 3 very shortly, without any doubt. With 4 SMGs, though, the question comes through: how much of a problem is this going to end up being? Because they're going to have to rebuy, and that's a lot of money thrown away. But if you have your M4s in this round, at least 2 of them, then you can save those moving forward. And sure, you can say that we have a bonus round, and that's all fine and well, but it's pretty nice having your rifles out to ensure victory as well. Acor, though, for now, he's just ensuring cash flow, not just victory. Cash flow. See, this is problematic. Again, they have all of their SMGs alive, and I assume that they will have to buy up an AWP, but beyond that, they should just be keeping these on them, which gives MALCO Gaming a chance to be able to continue buying through. Whiskers has got the UMP picked up, so he was able to get something, but again, it's just a very tricky situation when you don't save, well, sorry, when you don't die and you don't have the bomb planted either as a terrorist. It's just a very big compromise on economy. Especially without really gaining much either, with the Deagle saved into the next round. Displex has got a train of people coming through, and Cyclone and Basso already winning out a few of these duels. They didn't need to upgrade any of their weaponry whatsoever. Acor also getting lucky through the smoke as Warden gets tagged down to 61 points of HP. The flashes and Molotovs will rain through. Utility is being deployed from both sides, but so far North is coming out significantly on top. 5 versus 3, despite Basso being incredibly low, he's still in a position where he can get a lot done from this angle, as long as he's able to scout a man out early on. Utility still in his pocket. Might want to use it before he goes down, and that seems to be an inevitability. The fact that he will be going down. Acor trying to distract the men out, and well, it's going to be working for a while. Basso gets a headshot, but it's through the wall, unfortunately, as they will be able to get the bomb plant down. Arex also equalizes it down to a 2 versus 2. From a 3v5, North Academy have really lost control of this round. They do, of course, still have kits, but this is where they need to be able to take this down to the wire, get a couple of more kills. They've got enough money to be able to buy up next round regardless of what happens. So, honestly, in this situation, unless MALCO Gaming wins this round with both of their players left standing, this is still a round that is very, very dangerous and very deadly for them. Arex, nice flick! And he's going to make sure that they do indeed have those 2 players that I mentioned still up and ready. Three to 1. Acor now with the op. Three kits on the north side as well. Now they're pulling out all the stops. All the stops indeed. Whiska. Actually, you know what? The only stops that are being pulled out is Whiska holding up a giant stop sign as he finishes off Acor. Borup with some nice movement will be able to reclaim that AWP though. While they are going to end up being pushed back. I have to say, so far, not impressed by MALCO Gaming's attempt at getting banana control early on. It seems to be something they're not prior. Nice Cyclone! Messes up the smoke entirely. That is so lovely to see. Gives himself a huge gap to work with if the smoke was going for where it was intended for initially. Onwards, Feegly as well, trying to spray a man down, but Borup is able to back off to safety. His AWP is still ready and waiting. Arex has gone to the same position as before, but Cyclone with a flashbang catches out 3 players, can't get kills on too many though. Borup now has to step up, and he's gotten 1 already. It's a 2 versus 2 on the side. It all comes down to Anjay. If he's not located, then Borup will be able to get so much done. And Borup picking up the AWP from Acor, showing him how it's done. And we'll just give it back to him and say, I hope you learned your lesson. And now it's time to make sure that you can implement the lesson. Because this is, of course, it's a learning process, you know? It's a learning process. 4-1. North Academy are not particularly happy about circumstances right now. Because they will be facing up against still a force spike coming out from MALCO Gaming. Now I understand. Oh dear. Now I understand that they did reset this through, but this is still a tricky situation. They've got a lot of money in the bank, at least they did until the previous round. But this is where the force spy, if they can get this victory, and this is why MALCO Gaming has actually gone for this. If they can get this victory out right now, they will be back into it, and they will have put North on an economic deficit, and massively so. And this is their big chance back into the game on the terrorist side. Akon, nice shot through the wall. Will shut down Feegly. Now they have to face off Cyclone, who's already managed to spray down a few, but Whiskers trades it away despite the smoke being present. Slight gap in it is exploited, and they will be able to get onto the side of the back of that. M4 also picked up. Whiskers is sprayed down a bit more than 9 points of HP. Bomb will be deployed, so MALCO Gaming have already gotten a lot out of this round. If they can get at least 2 or 3 more kills, this would be massive. Borup, though, wants something else. He will indeed get the kill. Arex and Whiskers both going down, and a quick shot through New Box will make quick work of Discplex as well. 4-1 will convert to a 5 as MALCO Gaming. Well, now they're going to be pushed back. Pushed back indeed. And how are they going to respond now? MALCO, they've got money to be able to buy up in the next round because of the bomb plant. Otherwise, they would have been very, very low due to the reset taking away a lot of that loss bonus. Would like to see perhaps a few more smokes and P250s. Try and rush down banana. Not rush, but try and do a delayed banana take. Make it work like that. But for now, it seems like we are having some technical issues on the north side. Remember, in the meanwhile, if you've got anything to say to me, you can say so in the chat, because I am actually active in the chat. I am actually typing things out. I am actually engaging. Of course, speaking of engagement, there's no better place to engage your gambling addiction than bets.net. Of course, we do encourage responsible gambling if you are going to be gambling. Indeed, do it responsibly, but if you're going to be doing it, then the best place to do it is a place which has bets in its name. What better place to bet than what has bets on its name? It is betting on the internet. It is bets.net. It is the essence of reliability. Disclaimer, I've never used it, so I'm not entirely sure, but I've been told that it is the essence of reliability. And reliability is something that North Academy would really like their players to have, because, well, they're not looking too reliable right now once they disconnect. Are they? Cyclone out of the server will be having some downtime in the meanwhile. Well, it looks like this might take us a while. But so far, we've seen nothing too innovative coming out from MALCO. They've tried to take control of the B site once on an eco round. They haven't really been establishing too much banana control so far. Would have really liked to see something different over there. it seems like we will have a longer pause. And I'll try to get some more information for you guys in the meanwhile. But until that happens, we're gonna have nothing beyond each other's company. And well, what better way to enjoy each other's company than a quick discussion on the current political status of space. And by that, of course, I'm talking about the recent launch of the Roadster by SpaceX into space. Exciting things going on. Elon Musk pioneering the future, which is what we are trying to do over here as well. Pioneering the future of the Counter-Strike scene by taking all of these comparatively lower tier teams and trying to groom them up by providing them lower tier tournaments. And of course, by lower tier, I mean that we are catering to the lower tier. We are the most esteemed, the most prestigious tournaments. Majors look up to us, and why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Alright, it seems like we have gotten news that there will be an unpause in 120 seconds. So, we've got 120 seconds to burn, and, well, that says to me that we should put on some music for 120 seconds. What do you think? What do you think? And, well, you know what? That music was very nice, but it wasn't as nice as the melodious sound of my voice and the melodious sound of guns blazing across a burning sea. Well, I might have gotten a bit dramatic over there, but dramaticisms are acceptable. And that is exactly why we are who we are. But we are who we are, and we are very impatient for Cyclone to get back on the server and get active and get in the zone. His M4 is ready, and so is his mind, body, and soul. MALCO Gaming, though, they're not looking too ready themselves. They've got very little bought up. They've got a few P250s, some utility, really mostly just a proper eco. Not very often that you see those these days, especially when you're down a couple of rounds, but because of the reset, their loss bonus isn't high enough to be able to buy a few decals and a Kevlar piece here or there. Bore up. Throwing out the grenade. Borup's name is spelt in the same way mine is if I've got my caps lock on and I've got my shift down. Flashbang going through Borup. Well, he's having a fun old time, isn't he? Throws out a few punches here and there. And they land, they connect before he's knocked out himself. The M4 can't be recovered by Figli just quite yet because there is a man coming in from behind. That man is Cyclone, who finishes him off immediately afterwards. All eyes on Anjay as Arix and Disciplex, rather, not Disciplex, will be trying to rotate over. Arix, though, will very quickly be left alone with the possession of the bomb. Akos should be able to spot him out, and indeed he is. And indeed he finishes him off too. 6-1. North Academy are able to come out on top one more time, but now MALCO, it is their time to try and shine. as they will be moving into the next round with their next full buy coming through. Still, they're not on their full loss bonus just quite yet, so even if they lose this one out, they can actually eco up one more time, and they won't have as much money as they would like to. Might not see those deagles, etc. coming out. Right now, I'm interested to see what Acor is looking to do, because he's playing very defensively so far, and look at this. Borup gets punished. Arix rather, is able to quickly shut him down. Wallbang coming into play. Warden now dodging the flashbang. Quickly repeaks, and Acor is brought down and apart. 5 versus 3. Basso and Cyclone on the other side are waiting patiently, but patience is not always rewarded. Basso gets a better position to be able to play from, but he doesn't want to maintain the sandbags position. He's too afraid of any potential incendiaries coming through. Flashes and smokes will be avoided. Basso, though playing his forward position, will be able to realize they're not coming over towards this B side. Anjay is waiting. Arix has to be careful, but Arix is able to come out on top now. The rotation will come through from Cyclone, going back towards that A site, but he decides against it. He says, you know what, let's just try and keep our money alive. Let's try and reset MALCO Gaming one more time. And that is entirely possible right now, because MALCO Gaming, although they've picked up an AWP, they've upgraded some of their weaponry. They are not looking economically healthy just quite yet. North can still get another win out, and North, well, they're not really living like kings either. They've got a bit of money, don't get me wrong. They've still got something to work with, and that something will be reduced even further. But Borup is on $3,300. And the rest of them are looking comfortable, at least. Cyclone can drop for Borup right now. Actually, doesn't look like Cyclone needs to drop for Borup right now, but their money is not infallible, and MALCO Gaming can definitely make a comeback if they're able to break it with 2 consecutive round victories, with them killing off at least 3 or 4 players on the north side. Discplex chucking out that grenade. Could have actually chunked down Acor pretty substantially, but it doesn't quite look like it. Whiskers as well is looking hopeful. A minute and a half left, and they're all going down towards the mid side to execute. A side will be monopolized very, very soon, and Acor needs to really step up if he wants to prevent that from happening. It's all on him, as a flashbang will be avoided. He's waiting with the AWP at the ready, and they are not going to be giving him too much space, but he takes what he gets, and he will be able to come out on top now. Back to Andre as he's playing from pit. Warden manages to take down Acor, but Cyclone coming in from the side will be able to get 2 of his own. AK-47 picked up, upgraded firepower, and Andre, well, he's a firepower. He's got some firepower of his own. Looked like Borup was able to find Discplex right next to him as well. Isn't that just lovely? AKs and Deagles are MALCO's best friend, but these are not very loyal best friends, because it seems like they might not be possessing them for too much longer. Acor waiting for the push. Whiskers is going to be inching forward, but he doesn't take the peek just quite yet. Knows that this is risky. Andre as well will risk it, but not for the biscuit. He risks it for the information. He risks it for the knowledge. And knowledge is not power, or so it seems, because Whisker could not have known that Acor was on the other side of that smoke, but he blindly sprays right through it, and Acor gets taken down. And not a good start for North this time. That means Borup has to rotate over, trucks out an incendiary, will be able to deal some substantial damage to their map control for now, but with a minute left, this is all perfectly reclaimable. It's Basso and Cyclone who are the ones with the utility, who are the ones who need to rotate back over if they can try and save this A site from being taken over. But Borup, what are you doing, Borup? Where are you looking? Not the right place. Anjay gets flashed up entirely. He's going to be spotted out as well. But Discplex, he's the one taking down Borup in the backlines. North Academy will once again be saving 2 of their M4s. And now, like I said, North Academy, they don't have a loss bonus either. So they're going to be strapped for cash. Borup and Basso, with their powers combined. With our powers combined, we are able to get kills. I would say that about my matchmaking teammates as well, but unfortunately that simply isn't the truth. And as I say that, Feegly will take down Basso, and Cyclone might be next to follow if he wants to continue through. However, we'll decide against it. Still, money not great for North Academy. They will be able to buy one more time or so, I think. Yeah, they've got another week buy-in. The Manj can actually buy up that AWP, drop it over towards ACOR. And ACOR can switch it out with an M4, go for a naked op instead. Actually, ACOR decides against it. And it seems like they've got that one more buy out. They've got their calculators out. They've got everything that they possibly need for now. ACOR waiting for the push to come through. Arex will be giving him that, but he can't get the flick in time and he looks away. And he will be punished as he is chunked down to 13 HP. In the meanwhile, Warden gets another one as well, taking Cyclone out of commission. Whiskers might want to push right through, but ACO's there on the other side, and even with his 13 points of HP, Library is a very potent angle for these AWP players. That's why he ends up... Oh, nicely done, man. That Incendiary is going to be so clutch. It's going to force them out of position when they're going in onto these sites. Now it has to actually be Feegly who's pushing through first and foremost. ACOR in the meanwhile is actually waiting for any sort of aggression to manifest on the other side through Speedway, but Borup's already gone down. ACOR gets the trade. That's a bomb being dropped as well. 30 seconds left on the clock. Anjay could shut this all down. He knows exactly where the bomb is. He's been located, but he doesn't care too much. He can play around these angles perfectly, and that's going to allow Basso to come through from the side and finish off both Whiskers and Feegly. Eight to 3, CZs, Galils, and not very much else. North Academy have managed to reset MALCO once again. What a disheartening story. A Cyclone will now continue forward. A grenade will help him out as Arex will take a fall. Meanwhile, Basso has got an AK-47. He's spraying them all down. He's already gotten 2, and the third. Well, the third is a lonely, lonely little boy who is flashed up entirely, and he is going to be taken down very, very soon. As Basso realizes his location doesn't quite look like it, he might be able to get another kill onto Basso, who is there on the other side. But Whiskers keeps on peeking through. More and more damage is being dealt, but he just can't finish them off, and that's why Borup will put him out of his misery. 9 to 3, MALCO Gaming, no money, and even lesser chance or so it seems like. What an absolute shame. What an absolute shame. Well, this Plex goes down. That's ACOR and Cyclone to do the job. Basso turns around. What an absolute monstrous spray down from him. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful stuff. Warden. Sure, it's against a weak buy, but who cares? Who cares? That is picture Perfect. That is Warden thinking that, you know what, maybe if I went down with that, I wouldn't have been so embarrassed. But he's alone, and he will fall to an MP9 jumping around instead. Ten to 3. Whiskers and Warden. They have got so much to do, man. They are not pulling their weight right now. All of these players underneath 10 frags on the side of MALCO Gaming. An absolute travesty. And Feegly is trying to redeem themselves. But how much can they redeem themselves in this situation where they already have a 7-round deficit in the first half? CT side may be favored, but it's not that much so. Borup now getting up, and he's going to be able to take Whiskers down, but the gap in the smoke just isn't enough. I thought it might be to be able to see, but Whiskers will take the peek out. They won't realize it. They're going to back off. Grenades chunking them down. Suddenly, this B side seems a lot more takeable as Feegly manages to get a kill onto Cyclone on the other end of the map. ACOM needs to hit the shot, will fail to do so temporarily. Feegly gives another chance and will be giving him even more. Incendiary perfectly placed and through the wood. Whiskers will go down. Warden very soon after could have been the next casualty, but it will not be materializing. Basso and Borup 2 versus none. Eleven to 3. MALCO. Man, oh man. That's all I can say, honestly. Man, oh man. This is just a bit of a travesty. North is kind of massacring them at this stage. It's not a fun game for MALCO. Not at the slightest. It really makes you understand the gap between these two teams when North is just completely demolishing them at every single stage, despite a couple of very timely round wins coming through from MALCO. They had a chance to actually finish off North's economy a few times. Feegly taken down by Acor, and Arex coming out from behind will be going through for more and will not be able to finish them off. 12 to 3. And we're going to be moving to the next half very shortly. MALCO Gaming versus North Academy. And Discflex. Oh, Discflex, he's got his dual Berettas. He wants to start spraying through. The flashbang is there. He needs to back off, but will not be able to do so. Perfectly timed. The North Academy will penetrate the site, will obliterate the CTs, and will absolutely decimate their hopes as the last man left standing. Well, the last men left standing will be Feegly and Arex. Arex able to get one to make it possible, but possibilities are closing in on him, as is Acor. Feegly going for more, but will be shut down. Borup finishes the job there and then. Thirteen to 3. They're gonna move further ahead. Whiskers Hopping his way into the apartments. Borup quick to go in. Furthermore, it will be Feegly to drop down immediately. Whisker's going to continue forward, trying to go for the wraparound. Will be unsuccessful in doing so, for now at least. Cyclone on the other end is going to keep on inching forward. Warden, nice shot into Borup, will make things more interesting. But Cyclone is... Wow. That was a clean shot. MALCO Gaming. Where was this MALCO before? Unfortunately, it's still a 3 versus 2. So that's going to be putting them in a very tricky situation. Honestly, I'm really sorry if I seem slightly distracted. I just got some very good news about another casting challenge that I actually ended up winning, so I'm very happy about that right now. So yes, absolutely. 13-3. Arex. He keeps on taking these peeks. He's got to be careful because Cyclone's still on the other side. And we've seen what Cyclone likes to do to this man. And it is not pretty. Arex backs off. Warden all on him now instead. As it will be the bomb being detonated. And Warden almost... so close. Barely inches it out, and that gives MALCO a bit more of a chance in this round because they're going to buy up a few UMPs, drop them over towards their teammates, purchase some utility to go along with it, and that's what makes things interesting. That is indeed what makes things interesting. Surprised that Warden went for a Deagle buy rather than a bit more utility or another kit. I gotta say that's questionable. Maybe a bit of miscommunication coming through between him and Whiskers, as Whiskers also ended up going for a Deagle buy instead of prioritizing utility on. So Warden's already got an AK-47, but hey, Warden's dead, so who cares? Borup and Akor are already finishing them all off. Beso gets another one onto Whiskers. And Feegly coming through, sidestepping forward. Discplex takes a fall. Feegly left in a 1 versus 5. And, well, he might as well just sit down in the bedroom. Just kind of make some dinner for himself. Maybe a grave as well to go along with it. Because he has just died a gruesome death. Flashes moving in, and so are they. Akor, his AK-47 has never looked this good. Well, you know, maybe it has looked this good on other occasions too. But hey, Bassa will finish them off. 15-3. Very quickly converted to a 16. North Academy makes short work of MALCO. And well, with that being said, we're going to be moving forward to the next game. Not 100% sure which one that is. I actually forgot to change out a few of the graphics, which is what I will do right now. It is, of course, not North Academy going up against MALCO Gaming. We just had that game, so naturally, it will be a different game. Unsurprisingly so. But interesting game to see where we can actually scout out how incredibly effective North Academy is versus these comparatively, I'd say comparatively lower tier teams. It's not really the same thing, but always interesting to see. Next up, we're gonna have Space Jam versus Evolution, which will be posted up in just a second. That being said, guys, we're gonna be back very soon with some more Counter-Strike action. Wait, no, I don't have this. Where is what? I don't have the graphics for this game. We're going to keep this graphic up for now because I don't actually have the graphics for the other one. I'm going to try and figure out what exactly